Man, you want to talk about good? Wait till you try these pork belly burn-ins. Guys, welcome to Outdoors with Geoff. Today I've got a real treat on the channel here. I'm going to be making some pork belly burn-ins. Now before I get into the cook, I want to ask you to take a second and please hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon so you can get notifications of when new content is coming to the channel. So I'm starting with a 9.5 pound pork belly, and I'm going to be seasoning it with Hogs The BBQ Rub and Honey Hog Barbecue from Meat Church. Today I'm going to be using B&B lump charcoal for this cook. I'm also going to be using some post oak wood chunks. Post oak has a really good flavor, and I encourage you to try it if you haven't yet. Also today the smoker is going to be running at 250 degrees. I got this pork belly from Costco, and this one came skin off, and it was actually trimmed pretty well, so I didn't need to do anything to it. But what I'm doing here is I cut these into strips and ended up cutting into cubes that's about 1 3/4 inches because you're going to lose a little bit of size with it. But as you can see here, I seasoned them very well, making sure to get all sides so that we can have a good bark to set in and some great caramelization with these burn ends here. I placed these on a couple of cooling racks for the cook, but I let them sit and tack up for about 30 minutes before I put them on the smoker. I'm getting some of that post oak into the Masterbuilt 560, and I also put some chunks inside the chute with the charcoal as well. And it's time to go ahead and get these bad boys on. So here's where we're sitting at after an hour, and you can see we're starting to get some good caramelization and a really nice crust to form on all sides of this pork belly. I'm keeping it simple in my spritz today and just using a half and half mixture of apple cider vinegar and water. You can see we got some good clean smoke rolling from that post oak, and that's going to add even more to the flavor profile that we're going to get with those rubs, the crust, and that fat from the pork belly. After 2 hours, I was sitting at about 155 degrees. Then I went on ahead and let them run until I got the color I wanted, which was about 3.5 hours total. At this point, I pulled them off the smoker to go ahead and wrap them, but you can see everything starting to come together. The bark is forming from the rubs, the flavor from the fat, that smoke, everything came together to give it that great color. Now after I wrapped the pork belly and put it back on the smoker, I went ahead and made my glazing sauce. These items are going to be listed down in the header below, along with the specific measurements, so you can make this at home if you like. So at this point I was just cooking the temperature. My goal was to get right under 200 degrees. And as you can see here, I came in right at about 197 to 199 after I temped a few of those. So I went on ahead and pulled these off the smoker. Now at this point I went ahead and tossed the pork belly in the glazing sauce. I didn't use a whole lot of sauce. Because there's a lot of flavor already packed in there, and the sauce is really just to give it a little bit of extra flavor and just give it that nice tack up at the end. After that, I wrapped the pork belly back up and placed it on the smoker for 10 minutes and let it rest for about 30. And guys, this is what came out. This was one of the best things I've made on the Masterbuilt 560. This was fall apart tender. It was very moist and very flavorful. That fat makes this thing taste just like candy. Now just to swing back to what we did, I started with a 9.5 pound pork belly, seasoned it with B BBQ Rub and honey hog rub from Meat Church. Put it on the smoker at 250, let it go for about 3.5 hours, pulled it off, wrapped it, and then let it go until it reached 197 to 199 degrees internal, and then pulled it off the smoker, hit it with my glazing sauce, and let it tack up for about 10 minutes, and then let the pork belly rest for about 30 minutes. I'm telling you guys, you can't go wrong with this one. Alright guys, thanks for watching this episode of Outdoors with Geoff. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications when more content comes out. And also check out these videos here on the channel as well.